Yo, what's up, guys? Joker bringing you another video for the 3.24 Necropolis League. Bringing you my annual, semi annual, something TLDR of the patch notes. So I know a lot of us don't have the time to read this because honestly, I think it took me like 2 hours to actually read through this. And I know a lot of people don't have that time. So I'm just going to speed run it in no particular order. I have a little notepad over here with a bunch of key points that I want to touch on. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. The first and most notable thing, in my opinion, is going to be the fact that sextons and master missions have been fully removed and are getting replaced with scarabs, essentially. So, the core end game of Path of Exile is now going to have you slotting just 4 scarabs into your map device. You don't have to worry about master mission, sextants, any of that. You just grab scarabs, throw them in, and you're good to go. Up next, we have the fact that all the major currencies have been increased to a stack of 20. Anything that pretty much wasn't at a stack of 20 is now at a stack of 20. Any main currency that you're going to be trading is essentially at a stack of at least 20. So, a huge quality of life there. They went ahead and they added more to the end game. They added a tier 17 map, which is like a watered down Valdo's map. This isn't going to be relevant for the vast majority of players because a lot of players can barely get to T16 maps, let alone T17 maps, right? But what this does is this brings us new content as well as adds uber boss fights to these tier 17 maps. So previously on the Atlas, you would spec into like Uber Sirius, Uber Shaper, Uber Maven, right? But now those fragments are going to be locked behind these T17 maps. Not only that, your 5 slot map device is going to be locked behind you clearing a tier 17 non-Valdos map. How this is going to work for the vast majority of players is going to be the same way that you pay for your normal boss carries. There's going to be a spot for you to pay for a T17 map clear, right? Previously, all we had to do is go into a 5-way to get it unlocked, but now we have to be in a tier 17 map when it's cleared. The way this reads is upon completing, so pretty much I don't see any reason why you have to clear it yourself. You can just pay for that boss carry through the T17 map. Obviously, there's going to be people specializing, making builds to farm these T17 maps, to farm those Uber boss fragments. So they're obviously going to be allowing people to just hop in at the end for the completion, just like any other service in the game. Apart from that, we have 3 new atlas trees that I'm sorry, we have multiple atlas trees that we can swap between, up to 3. So you can have 3 separate atlases that you swap between at any point in time. It's not saying how you unlock it. Most likely it is going to be based on completion. If I would have to guess, it's going to be at something like 50 and 100 maps, right? Because prior to that, you don't really have enough points to even make more than one atlas relevant. So I have a feeling it's going to be something like that based on like atlas completion. We have an entire Atlas shakeup where now it's going to be easier than ever to get the type of content that you want to play into the game, where previously small chances for you to encounter stuff, like where it was a 15% chance, it's now a 30% chance. Where it was a 5% chance, it's now a 10% chance. So for pretty much every league mechanic, from what I can tell, you have between like a 50 and 70+% chance for it to appear in the map. Not increased chance, 70%, 50 to 70 just percent chance. So you're going to be able to pair this with scarabs to run whatever content that you're going to want to run super easy. Up next, we have Kirak, right? And the reason why this is important is the Atlas is now going to host everything for the Kirak mods, where it used to rotate and sometimes there would be missing modifiers. Some leagues there would be essence, some leagues there would not be essence. And now there's just all the mods. So once again, between this, the Atlas tree, and Scarabs, you're going to be able to run whatever content that you want. Um, I missed where it lists the note directly, but they did change the campaign, and now league mechanics are going to be appearing in the campaign. I'm going to throw up the clip of where they showed it. So you'll be able to find like ritual altars or double corruption chambers just naturally running through the campaign to, I'm assuming, make the campaign more engaging and fun and not something that you just directly speed through. Up next, we got nerfs, right? And the one that's nearest and dearest to my heart is going to be Tornado Shot. They took Tornado Shot out back and they shot it in the face. I'm gonna say it's still kind of playable, but not really, because they reduced the attack speed multiplier where there used to not be one. Now it's an 80% attack speed multi, so it's 20% less attack speed. The animation they gave it is the same as Puncture, which, if you've never played Bleed Bow, the Puncture animation is kind of ass with bows, so that's slowing it down even more. They increased the mana cost of the skill, and they got rid of the secondary projectile on the quality. So all in all, I'm calling it as Tornado Shot is dead, because there's so many better bow skills, especially after the bow skill changes, the bow reworks and changes that we've had recently, that you're not going to play Tornado Shot. Play Ice Shot, play Lightning Arrow, play pretty much anything else. You're not going to be able to scale into a good Tornado Shot build end game. Apart from that, they went ahead and they killed Blood Notch, right? Where the mastery, which your stun threshold is based on 60% of your energy shield, now that is gone, and it replaced with 50% of your energy shield is added to your stun threshold. So, Immutable Force, Blood Notch tech, it's dead. You can no longer get stunned on every hit. And you pretty much just lose access. So Blood Notch, Immutable Force, dead. Then we have indirect nerfs to the Headhunter and the Mage Blood. The Headhunter, because of the fact that Soul Eater got nerfed. So not only did they kill an entire archetype of builds with anything that used Soul Thirst, you're now capped at 45 souls. So you lose a lot of strength from Headhunter, right? One of the best buffs you could steal with Headhunter was the Soul Eater buff after they nerfed Headhunter previously. Now that is nerfed as well, so this is hitting Headhunter hard. Now you can use pretty much probably just a couple of what are they called? The Headhunter at home jewels. The this is going to drive me crazy. I have to look it up. Inspired learning. That's what I was trying to think of. You could probably just tech in an inspired learning or two and use a really good crafted rare belt and have better results than the headhunter at this point with the amount that they've decided to nerf it, right? So anything that used Soul Eater is nerfed significantly because you no longer get those infinite stacks. You're capped at 45. So that's the Soul Thirst belt, and then there's an amulet. Oh, damn it. Now I have to look it up. Okay. I guess there was a pair of gloves too. I didn't know that these were a thing. But wait, no, aren't these the brand new gloves that just came out? Okay, yeah, no, these are the brand new gloves that just came out, so ignore those. But Zerfie's Heart, Soul Thirst, they're now essentially dead if you had a build revolving around either of those items and the Soul Eater benefit. Apart from that, they nerfed Mage Blood just because they nerfed Flask in general, right? So this is an indirect nerf to Mage Blood because of the fact that it's getting relatively close to the same thing as the Headhunter, where you could just wear a really good crafted belt and probably get better returns than Mage Blood in some situations. Now, I'm not saying Mage Blood's dead. Mage Blood's still going to be incredibly strong, but with what they did to Flask and how they've changed them, um, rare belts are going to be a really strong alternative this league. They went ahead and they nerfed stacked decks where boss rewards no longer come from stacked decks, right? And that was where a vast majority of the currency that you got from stacked decks came from. So stacked decks took a big hit as well. And then the last thing is going to be they nerfed rare mobs. Rare mobs with conversion mechanics is assuming what they mean by this, got are now rarer. So they were already naturally rare, but now they're rarer, and they removed a bunch of the fun mods, like getting a bunch of 6 socket white items, right? Where it'd have 6 white sockets. They removed your ability to get the free gem levels. They removed items duplicating wasn't big, but Muncher EXP was also pretty big. They got rid of the scarabs. So the only things that come to mind in this is going to be div card conversions, currency conversions, unique conversions are the only things that I can really think of as a item bonus from mobs anymore. I can't think of with these removed, I can't think of what else is actually left. But that is pretty much it. I did try to speed run this video as fast as I could, and it is still 13 minutes, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with this and future content. Everything that I kind of just glanced over, the league mechanic, the atlas, stuff like that. I'm going to have separate in-depth videos because we need an updated atlas tree before I can really go too in-depth on that. And I'm making a completely separate video on the league mechanic because it seems really cool and it seems pretty much like bestiary and harvest fused. And if you played Harvest originally, you know that you got some of the most insane items insanely easy. So I have a feeling that this is going to be on par with pre-nerf Harvest. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and take care. Bye.